Welcome back to ShopDog-Garage. ShopDog's out inspecting since it's 60 degrees, or 65 degrees I think even, in Minnesota at the beginning of March. So I was listening to a little off-road Matt now. You know, I guess that's who he is now. Got some doors open, get a little breeze through here. And I don't know how much I feel like doing today, but I do want to take this apart and make sure that I don't actually have to order anything. I don't think I do, but you know, if nothing else, I can check bushings because look at all this play. So I got a feeling there's some bushings I've got to replace. So if I got to do that, that's fine, and I'll do it on both of them, obviously. And you can see there's quite a bit of adjustment in these eyebrows. Once again, I'm certain I'm going to be, that's going to be a nightmare because I ordered the kit, but I'm going to be only returning 3 pieces. That'll be fun. Looking at this, while it's apart, I will try one more time to hammer that. I know I keep saying it'll come out fine in the bodywork, but let me give it one more go. And overall, I can't really argue with how this is coming together. Definitely looks pretty good. It's better than my black car, unfortunately. So let's go from there. Okay, so I've got this apart. The bushings actually look fine. In fact, they look exactly like the ones you're going to find on a transmission. This part looks fine. You notice one, it's been rubbing right here. You can see this is all kinds of bent up. But the bigger thing, and I don't know if it shows real clear, is this is bent. And I think that's where my play is coming in. See, it's bent here and here. So I think, yeah, and then something tells me that this isn't factory. Just got a suspicion. I bet those used to be rivets. Anyway, there's some bending here that needs to be done, and I think that'll help. Plus, I've got to take this part off, get the rest of the eyebrow removed here, and see how does this spline in, what locks it, what grips it. Surprise, it's hard to remove all of that. It slides, and it just spins the motor. So I found clamping it down gives me something to react against, so we can get this nut off. And you can see it's just a threaded nut, a little bit of rust in it. But I wonder if this is actually supposed to be splined in some way. We'll get it apart here in just a second. Okay, I'm assuming these kind of weird washers are meant to be like a slip friction fit. Because you can see this is keyed. The 2 big washers are keyed. And then there were these friction points between that and here. I got a feeling if I just clean those up and snug it down to the correct torque, that this works perfectly. Well, that was going good until it wasn't. So I was tightening that down. It kept slipping, tightening it a little more, kept slipping. And I don't know if you noticed, but the stud's still in there and not on there. So we're definitely going to be ordering one of these now. Bummer. And a little bit of looking. 1, yet there's going to be more money in this damn car. But 2, definitely not an original motor setup. The original motors were taller and stood up, so that makes me feel less bad. The original motors had nylon gears, though, and they definitely wore out. We'll have to get all that on order. It's more money, but honestly, we don't need it right now. So for right now, I'm just going to leave it as it is. We will order and because when the car's getting painted, I want to redo all of this stuff and clean it all up anyway. So that's when we will replace all of that. I'll get it on order next time we order stuff. But, you know, and then at that point, suddenly you start looking at the bright work. You start looking at the actually, always replace the adjusters. If things are apart, replace these things. Because these could literally be factory originals. And it looks like this one's got a broken tab. And that one's got a broken tab. So, let's go ahead and replace them. Remember, we did that on this, too. Nightmare. Not free. Gotta do it. Having your headlights point reliably really can save your life. ShopDog's getting a cookie. And I don't know about anybody else, but I don't think I'm alone where once you break an expensive thing, you're like, ah, and you just want to take a break. So we're taking a break for a little bit. We did just take some time and go through again. And I wonder if those bolts are actually at Harlan's. But either which way, I don't think they're terribly expensive. I think I'll just get new bumper bolts on order. At this point, you know, nickels and dimes are starting to really rain on me. Now, for better or for worse, I've got a new pair of motors coming. The correct hardware. You know, might as well just replace all of those slip discs and bumper bolts and the new adjusters because these are broken. Both of these are. Might as well get those replaced. Make everything as good as we can. And there's a giant gap in this video. So, welcome back to ShopDog-Garage. Today, I'll get that headlight pulled. That one's already pulled. Remember, it broke that shaft, although it kept sliding anyway. And we bought some parts 3-4 weeks ago. And there's new motors. I just, you know, work and other things. Just haven't had time to work on the RocketShip. So I've got a few hours today. Let's get started. Alright, got that out. It wasn't too bad a fight. And got them both sitting here. I think one of the first things I'm going to go ahead and do on both of them is just take the lens off, get that out of my way, and kind of document what's what, because there is a left hand and a right hand. At some point, I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do here, because those aren't the stock style connectors. Oh, ooh, I don't even know what we got on here. I'll have to unwrap that and find out what we even have. I see some wiring, but I don't see the connector yet. Oh, good, they're labeled left and right. Okay, so one of the things I'm going to have to do is probably go ahead, well, let's go see how much room we've got here. Are we going to have enough room to do this? Because that's pretty short. Now, I'll have to kind of pull that harness apart and see what I think I want to do there. See, this side. Yeah, see, I've got weather packs on here. Not the stock style connector. I'm not even sure I have the other end. So, I think that'll be one of the things I got to do is find out, do I even have the other end of these? And if I do, oh, I got to figure out the sex and figure out if I've got enough room. I definitely do on the passenger side. I don't know about the driver's side. So, I'm going to pick the car up real quick. Alright, I got sidetracked. So, I haven't even looked to see about changing that connector yet. Not even too worried about that. When I suddenly was like, well, let's get this one disassembled as far as this one. And one thing to do, it doesn't hurt at all to just make a couple notes. So these I don't have to mark. And one, they're obvious, and two, they're labeled. But all this has already been figured out. Someone's already sorted out where everything's got to go. So why don't we just keep that on there, and then we'll pop this spring, undo these two retainer bolts, slide that whole assembly out. We have all new parts for those. But for now, I don't even need them here. Let's just get them out of my way. Look at that. It's a good thing we're changing that. This one's broken. So adjusting this headlight would have been really fun. So this one's not too bad. That one's not too bad. You know, but the kit's got all that in it. Might as well change it all. For now, I'm just going to leave this spring. And then when we put the new ones in, then we can't even screw it up. In fact, for now, I'm just going to leave all of that there. This will get cleaned up, and I think I'm going to wind up welding this tab. But before I do, I want to make sure exactly where I want that. This one I'll probably just drop out because I don't want that on the floor. I wonder why I got these screws here and not there. I must left them on the lift on the one side, not on the other. So, because that's that limit switch. So remember, you got a limit switch on the firewall or on the core support, and you got a limit switch here for telling it when the door is closed. So see, that switch would be there, and it would hit this tab here. So, okay. All right. Got all that off. Just kind of making note for myself mostly here, which way this goes, just in case I get in trouble. But here's the right one, here's the left one. They really only can go one way, so I don't know how I could screw it up, but don't underestimate that. So we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. All right, been a little busy. So you'll notice this is in here. So welded a washer here and a washer here. Kind of got them ground down and then just got this mounted. Make sure everything, you know, the holes line up where I want them. And that's going to be so much better than it was 20 days ago. But yeah, that'll work. And then remember, because of those adjusters, which did have to come off, you know, I'm not too worried about where that's going to point. And we get quite a bit of tweakage as far as where that's going to close. Also, loosen these. There's some tweaking that you can do. So I think I'm going to pull that, and I think these two things are about to get cleaned. All right, just washed all 4 of these. I'm going to give everybody a quick wipe down, but then we're going to let everybody dry. But there was just too much grit and grime and goop on there, so we set up a soap tank and washed them with soap and water and rinsed them. And that's probably going to be about all I get done on those today. I'm going to blow them off, dry them down a little bit, but I think painting is coming next. Okay, we'll let this side dry. Come back out in an hour or so, flip everything over, paint the other side. And went ahead and got new hardware with nylocks for mounting these little motors. The old hardware is, looking sad. And those are looking pretty good. So at this point, I think we're just going to let all that dry. Put that together, maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday. We'll see. We'll see when I got time. But it's time to do some cleanup for Easter. We got company tomorrow. So anyway, oh, and wait, real quick. Look in this. I'm glad I opened that. Spring tension washer. Well, that definitely didn't come out before. This is all that was on there before. Wonder if that's part of the problem. So good thing we bought this little kit. Because look at that. Spring tension washer. Looks like some kind of Bellevue. So anyway, we're getting things taken care of here. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this 2-part video because it happened at the beginning of the month and the end of the month.